If there's one thing I hate more than anything when discussing movies, it's the phrase, despite its flaws. That phrase is always the prefix to a sentence where someone wants to say they like a movie, but are too afraid of being judged for it because the movie isn't up to par with what we now deem as a good film. Nowadays, you can't just say something like, I like Sharkboy Lavagirl. You have to say, despite the dated CGI, the unimpressionable acting, and a premise that doesn't make any sense, Sharkboy and Lavagirl is still a slightly enjoyable film, but it's nothing to write home about. And am I the only one that's starting to find this kind of annoying? Like, that's not rhetorical. Every day I feel more and more alone in the fact that I just don't care about any of that bunk anymore. And I just want to like something without having a justifiable reason for it. I don't care if the plot makes sense. I don't care if the acting is phenomenal. And I certainly don't care if the CGI is noticeable or if it's at Infinity War Thanos level detail. So why can't people just enjoy movies anymore? People seem so afraid to openly admit that they like something because all of its objective flaws that film and YouTube critics have branded into your minds to look out for when watching something. And that's ruined the idea of enjoying something just for the sake of enjoying something. It's always the writer should have done this instead of that. The director didn't understand this scene when they should have shot it like that. I can't see the frickin' pores on She-Hulk's skin, so therefore the CGI is absolute ass and is comparable to a PS2 game. People really do be leaping that far to insult something if it isn't irrefutably perfect. And even if it was, there's always something else to complain about too. But Kuro, lowering your standards like this allows studios not to try as hard or care about their audience, because then they'll believe people will watch anything, and then the entertainment industry will become nothing but soulless writing and infinite cameos. And it's like, no. For one, a movie is just a movie. I want it to be entertaining. Sue me. And secondly, not every movie is like that. There's still countless solid films being made to this day with outstanding directing and musical score, fresh humor, compelling plots, and captivating performances by the actresses and actors. Today, we've never had such a broad range of diverse content, and the availability for something new is at every turn. And if you don't believe that, I don't know what to say other than you're just not looking for it. It's there. But even so, movies aren't all about that either. Like I said, movies are first and foremost meant to be entertaining. Sometimes I genuinely do just want to turn my brain off and enjoy the ride of a silly adventure. But why does that always have to be framed like it's a bad thing? Like it's somehow wrong to just enjoy a bad film if you don't acknowledge all of its flaws and preface every opinion with proof that you understand these flaws. I feel like I have to assemble an entire court case now just to talk about a movie. You literally just can't say something positive without giving a full analysis and playing devil's advocate anymore. Every opinion needs some type of essay-style justification, and if you dare say something positive about a film like Venom 2 or The Matrix 4, you simply have to make sure people understand that you know it's not perfect, or else they'll just automatically assume that you don't understand and it's irrefutably ridiculous to like things just for what it is. Because fuck opinions, right? Even with some of the best films of all time, we have to break them down to the bone and pick apart every single minuscule flaw and build it back up to its potential perfect version of the project, and compare this metaphorical perfect version to the version of the film we have now, and then, and only then, are we allowed to say we actually like the film. I can't tell you how many videos come across on my YouTube homepage nowadays of people dogging on some fantastic films. Titanic was nearly a masterpiece, but this one flaw could have made it the best film of all time. Let's rewrite Inception, except this time, the ending has a new surprise twist. Here's the top 10 reasons why Avengers Endgame was not as good as people make it out to be. And it's like, we get it. You didn't like these movies as much as other people did, and commentary and critical analysis is perfectly fine, and it even helps better the writers and directors in their occupation to understand what the audience is looking for. Take Sonic's redesign, which genuinely did improve the feel and expression of the character. This was a solid, united critique that undeniably improved the film in a positive way. Watch that point go over people's heads as this video goes on. But today, it's like films can't exist without that. Commentary used to just be an additional way to enjoy something. Now it feels downright mandatory, and if you're not on board, you just don't understand what a good film is, right? Oh, you like the fights in Shang-Chi? Tell me you've never seen a good martial arts film without saying you've seen a good martial arts film. It's like, really? This is what we're doing now? John Krasinski gets cast as Mr. Fantastic in Doctor Strange 2 due to the internet's fan demand for his casting. And then Marvel gives the people what they want, and next thing you know, everyone's ripping it to shreds. The costume wasn't 100% perfect, his role was too small. He's allegedly the smartest man alive, but told Wanda how to defeat Black Bolt. Come on already. Reed was clearly trying to give Wanda the benefit of the doubt and reason with her because in his perspective, that was the right thing to do. Imagine if their protocol was to just insta-kill anybody that seemed like a threat. But if there's one thing, one critique, that seems to be dominating everyone's opinions lately, it's the alleged Cameo problem. But at the end of the day, is it really a problem? Wreck-It Ralph 2, Endgame, Space Jam 2, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, even extending it to video games like All-Star Brawl and MultiVersus. Simply put, it's just neat to see characters cross over and interacting. And even if the premise is a bit exhausted now, it's fun to point out the characters you recognize in media. Even if it's not done to its fullest capability and they utilized every possibility of what it would be like if these worlds interacted. People mock the idea of enjoying cameos like, oh, they just put in that character so that you can go, wow, did you see that guy? Remember that guy? So cool. Well, yes, that's true. I did see that guy. I did remember that guy. And I did think it was cool. Why do we keep having to phrase these things as if it's a bad thing? Why the hell do films like Space Jam 2 get bogged down as if they're supposed to be anything other than what they are? They're not trying to make revolutionary cinema. They're not trying to push the boundaries of storytelling. It's literally just a goofy movie meant to throw some characters together with a loose plot to tie it all together, and that's fine. But Kuro, Space Jam 2 isn't just criticized for its cameos. It's criticized because of its potential plot and pacing. Stop. Just stop. I know, I've heard it, but I'm still allowed to enjoy it, and I don't want to have to feel like I need to constantly reiterate that yes, I do understand its flaws just to like a frickin' movie. In fact, the thing that sparked this video idea was because Chip 'n Dale came out this morning, and opinions are flooded with how pointless the cameos are, and it's like, so? Are we really gonna sit here and critique the writing, concept, and execution of a movie like fucking Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers? So what if some characters are obviously cel-shaded 3D? Does it really matter? Does it? Are we really trying to sit here and act like if the animation was done in a traditional way that the film would somehow be improved any more than being slightly more artistically pleasing? Or in the universe where it was hand-drawn to begin with, there'd be a billion other things people would complain about because that's just what we do apparently. I wouldn't be surprised if in that universe people would complain that it was drawn traditionally. Hell, I already know that the hate train for Chip 'n Dale capitalizing on ugly Sonic is coming, as if them poking fun at the design is even close to a bad thing. On the flip side, there's those that think if you enjoy silly, stupid movies, then that must be the only kind of films you enjoy, and you're just not intellectually capable of comprehending films that do put in the time and effort to create some magnificent cinema. And that's not what I'm saying either. Do you see how frustrating this gets? Like if I dare say I liked Avengers Age of Ultron, I must be blind by all the production issues, and I'm unable to see the potential of a greater film. I don't care. Why do we have to care so hard about these things now? The fight scenes were dope. Ultron was pretty funny. Seeing it in IMAX blew my mind. Stop trying to take that away from me. Fuck. Although, if you're a fan of my channel, now's probably the time where I need to eat my crow. I've been doing a breakdown series for a little over a year now about the Ben 10 franchise, as that's the series I've grown up with that's impacted me the most. I watch each episode frame by frame and analyze the episode's plot, characterization, writing, animation, and other visuals, importance, and entertainment, and then rank them among the other episodes. And if that statement right there invalidates everything that I said before in this video in your perspective, then yeah, I'm a hypocrite. Hell, I've done my own rewrites too. From a video rewriting the classic series finale to my 5YL series, where I rework some canon in my favor to improve what I see fit. I'm just as guilty as everybody else. You can probably even catch me saying despite its flaws in some of my other videos, because I've been trapped inside of that bubble for a while now now too, but now I want out. Because see, I do these breakdowns for fun. Nothing I say in those videos actually ruins the series for me to the point where I just don't like it anymore. And I'm confident that's the same thing for a lot of film critics and YouTube commentators as well. You can commentate and analyze something objectively but still like it. And if that's how it is for you, then I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the people that really can't like something unless it's the pinnacle of its possibility. Some people just genuinely can't enjoy a movie anymore unless it's a masterpiece. And if they do like a non-masterpiece, they have to bog it down with all the negatives first and put the positives on second hand, as if it's such a generous and wild thing to do to like a movie, even if it's utter bullshit. Why does positivity always have to play second fiddle to negativity now? In fact, sometimes people are nothing but negative and nobody bats an eye. But if you're nothing but positive, here comes the negative. And this stigma has extended to beyond videos, beyond articles now. It's in everyday conversation. Every person I talk to acts like they're some kind of film critic, that they must be objective to their thoughts on a film or else someone's gonna throw it all right back at you. But the great thing about opinions is they don't have to make sense. Here I am trying to defend people's rights to enjoy something even if it doesn't make sense whatsoever, after giving an episode of the show the worst score I've ever given because it doesn't make sense. And you know why? Because that's how I genuinely feel. Sometimes I like things because they're stupid and goofy, and other times I don't like things because they're stupid and goofy. And that's fine. Your opinion doesn't have to be logically flawless. Some things just vibe with you differently, and you know what? That's a-okay. Maybe I'm just bitter now. Maybe I'm just annoyed. Maybe it really is just me. But fuck, man, I just can't take all of this negativity anymore. It's bumming me out and it's making it impossible to talk to people about films because I have to account for all of these objective, pointless, asinine perspectives when I just want to sit down, watch something, and be amused by it. And that's not wrong. To quote a tweet I made earlier today, what movies have become doesn't invalidate other movies that have whatever plot contrivances you're looking for, and there's still fantastic films being made today. Let people enjoy their CGI spectacle character fest thrill rides. I certainly do, and I'm tired of having to care. Now, my point isn't to tell people to flat out stop analyzing and critiquing movies. Here's the kicker. Like I said before, constructive criticism can really help. And a lot of people genuinely do enjoy movies more this way. Some people don't like to just watch something, they want to pick it apart. So keep making these kinds of videos. Keep pointing out what you do and don't like about media. I'm certainly going to. I still have another 100 or so episodes of breakdowns to get through. But don't let it consume you. Don't let it sully your enjoyment. Don't let commentating on pros and cons be all there is anymore. So next time you want to tell somebody you like a bad movie, don't say despite its flaws. Just say you liked it. See what happens. Just stop the chain reaction of so much analysis and commentary on media. Stop trying to create solid, irrefutable arguments to enjoy your mediocre media and guilty pleasures. Bring some fun back to the film community. Remember to have fun. Unapologetic, unjustified, completely opinionated fun. And until next time, keep it fizzy.